Good afternoon, all. This is a carving of a 1994 Mustang for my uncle. This was the first one that I tried. It looked like about a 1994 Chevy Corsica, so I was not happy with it. So it ended up in the scrap pile. So I started a new one. This is the new one. This is what they call low relief carving. It's a little bit different than the 3D carving because you're carving in two planes instead of the three. I'm using a U-gouge here, just a little palm U-gouge, just to get a little differentiation between both of the background and the foreground. Sorry, the dogs were carrying on in the background here. I did this in the middle of October. This was definitely another new for me. Story is my uncle has had a new had a new 1994 Mustang. He's had it for years, and he doesn't really have anything to remind him of it. I know he was talking about rebuilding it again, but I don't know if he's going to do it or not. This is just a 1x8 Eastern pine board. It's a little splitty. Was not real enthused with how much it liked to split out. No matter if I was going, this way or the other way, it just really didn't want to do this. Just slowly taking off the background. This is probably not how you should do it, but this is how I did do it. I've seen several done, and everybody seems to do it differently. Go with what feels good, I guess. This felt good to me, so that's how I was doing it. This took me about, a good 6 hours. Luckily for you, you're not going to have to sit through the whole thing. This is just a lot of fiddly chisel work. I'm used to chisel work in the broader sense of carpentry, but this is a lot different for me. And I just screwed into the back through, I made a little jig to fit in my machinist vise. It's just 2x4s, put together with another couple 2x4s, and then I screwed through the 2x4s into the back of the piece here. So it's pretty. I've got 2x4s. There's an 1.5 2x4 set widthways, so the bottom is up against it, and then I screwed the top in from the back. This was a little challenging as far as video work. I've seen a lot of people do lots better on this than I can. I tend to get in the way of things. I thought I had it far enough up too and focused out enough, but it appears not. What I'm doing here is I'm just making sure the lines are nice and crisp with the knife. Getting all the little fuzzies off. Now, this is just a handheld V-gouge. Doing the hood scoop at this point. Sounds like I'm running a marathon. Just trying to get all the lines set in. And there are a lot of lines on this thing. I'm going to set the windows in. I'm using a little push knife. This is for chip out carving. Or chip carving. Sped it up a little bit here because it's pretty repetitious. Now, if I was a big channel, I could have somebody actually walking around me filming this. That would be helpful. Of course, the channel has to grow for that. And I'm not real worried about it. If it happens, it happens. It's like with my music. Makes me happy. And hopefully it makes whoever sees it happy. Something I never thought I would enjoy is carving. But I have to say, I do enjoy it. It's very relaxing. Put my headphones in. If I'm filming. A lot of stuff I don't film. I probably should. I don't have a big setup. Gonna have to get a different camera though. I like some of the features on the GoPro, but the biggest problem is you can run it for about an hour, then it overheats and shuts off. And I figured for sure that the new ones wouldn't do that. This Hero 12, which is the newest one they have, I bought it when it first came out, and nope, still does it. I get about an hour, and then it just overheats and shuts down, which makes it a pain when you're trying to film things. So I really would like to get something else. It's a good shot of my hand. Now this is kind of where it gets a little tricky for me because I want to do it 3D, even though I've already put it down as kind of it's a 3D kind of picture that I drew out, but it's not. It's not 3D. It's not in the 3D plane. But here's where I try to, I guess I overthink things. So I'm trying to make it more 3D by taking some material off that I think it needs to be differently. And I think that's where I screwed up on the first one that I did. I think I tried to make it too much like it was sticking out in the front and, you know, falling back in the back. Which ended up making it look like a Corsica. Nothing against a Corsica, it's just not a Mustang. I'm just using another palm V-gouge here. Trying to set the headlights in. Just getting rid of the lines. Or trying to get rid of the lines, I should say. I said this was... The pine was... It's just weird to carve in. Not that I have a whole lot of experience carving in other woods, but it just seems that it just like to chip. See, here's where I was overthinking it, and I'm trying to kind of fade it back into the wood. When I drew it, it was, you know, shouldn't have been faded back like that, but it's something new for me, so. And yes, I know that does not look like a Mustang. Just making some V-cuts here to try to help out with the delineation. Back to the hood, it looked like it was sticking up just a little too high. And this was just a lot of back and forth and back and forth. I have a fan going in the background I can hear. Another thing I did, I took these down, and I shouldn't have. I should have left them where they were. There again, it's me overthinking things. Not that you'll be able to tell once I paint it, but I should have just left everything the way it was because that's the way I drew it. Cutting out the little vent scoop here at the back. It will look better. Out the back glass. Making little triangle cuts in the corners and then paring it back from there. Trying to get the back, the driver's side, I guess, to stick out a little farther, so I had to take some more material off the background. A little V-gouge here. These aren't palm ones, but they're real small detail. Just giving it the illusion that it's not part of the background. Using my little flex cut detail knife. Hey, I turned the fan off. I was just back and forth between the background and the car. There again, I don't know if this is how you do it, but this is how I did it. Now it's just back and forth again. I hope somebody that watches this actually tries to do something like this. I'm not a very good teacher. I know this isn't a full tutorial by any means. I just wanted to get rid of some of the fuzzies. I want it to look like it's hand carved. I don't want it all smoothed out. And I don't think anybody would say that it doesn't look carved. It's definitely not done by a machine. Now I'm just getting rid of all the, I'm putting some facets on the background, getting rid of that smooth finish. Because this was just a regular piece of lumber grade 1x8 pine. So I wanted to get rid of that, hey, this is a piece of pine look. I want to hit it to take off the high spots. Looks like I was having some issues with the with the sandpaper. Get rid of all the chip outs on the edge here, because it's gonna get painted. And that's it. Thanks for watching.